You know the feeling. We've all been there, right? Trapped in a conversation with a chatbot that's just going nowhere. They promise to help, but most of the time, they're just digital dead ends. So today, we're going to dig into a really simple philosophy for building a bot that actually works, and, believe it or not, building it fast. Let's jump in.
So let's just start with that shared feeling of frustration. Think about the last time you had to deal with a chatbot. Maybe you were trying to track a package, or return something, or just ask a simple question. I'm going to guess it wasn't a totally smooth, delightful experience. So what is it? Why are most of them so bad?
Well, it turns out they almost always fall into the same traps. You get stuck in that endless loop, asking the same question over and over. You get that dreaded, sorry, I don't understand, or, my personal favorite, when it misinterprets a super simple request. And of course, there's no clear escape hatch to talk to a real person. It's this universal pain point. But here's the thing, it really doesn't have to be this way. See, the secret to fixing this isn't about adding more complexity, or throwing more AI at the problem, or cramming in more features. It's actually the exact opposite. It's a huge shift in how we think, and we're calling it the one thing philosophy. And it is all about radical, beautiful simplicity.
This right here, this says it all. The old way is what we'd call the do-everything bot. It's this tangled mess that tries to be a jack of all trades and, master of none. It's complex to build, it's slow, and it usually fails. But the fast way, that's the one-job bot. It has a single, crystal-clear purpose, and it does that one thing perfectly. It's simple, it's quick to get up and running, and it almost always succeeds. I mean, the difference is just night and day.
So how do we actually build one of these super-focused, successful bots? Well, it really just comes down to this simple three-step blueprint. First, we're going to isolate the one crucial job. Second, we pick the right path to build it. And third, we test it, but not like a developer. We test it like a user. Let's break each one of these down.
All right, step one, isolate the job. This is maybe the most important part. It's all about cutting through all the noise, all the possibilities, to find the single most important thing your user is actually trying to do.
And to do that, you've got to put yourself directly in your user's shoes. I mean, forget everything your bot could do for a second. What is the one single burning question they have in that exact moment? What problem are they trying to solve right now? If you can answer that question honestly, you've laid the foundation for a great bot. For example, a perfect one job isn't something vague like handle shipping inquiries. No, it's incredibly specific. Track my package. Think about it. It has a really clear input, you need a tracking number, and a really clear output, you get the package's status. It's a single, completely solvable problem. That's the goal. Okay, so once you've got that laser-focused job figured out, you're ready for step 2. Pick your path. This is the fun part, where we decide on the right tech to actually bring our bot to life. You've basically got 2 main options here. First is a rule-based approach. The easiest way to think about this is like a simple flowchart. If the user says this, the bot does that. It's crazy fast to build, it's cheap, but it's not very flexible. It can't really handle curveballs. Then you've got the AI-powered bot. Now, this is way more flexible. It can understand natural language, but all that power comes with a higher price tag and more development time.
And here's the key takeaway for this step, and this is so important. Because we already did the hard work of isolating that single job, we often don't need a super complex AI brain. For a one-job bot, like our Track My Package example, a simple rule-based path is almost always the fastest and most effective way to get a useful tool into your user's hands. And that brings us to our final and honestly most critical step, test like a user. This is where the whole mindset really has to shift, because success isn't about whether the bot works on a technical level. It's about whether it actually helps a real person. So what that means is we have to completely redefine what testing is. It's not about clicking through a bunch of features or hunting for bugs. It's about measuring a single binary outcome. For our example, did the user successfully find out where their package is? Yes or no? That's it. That is the only metric that matters. So how do you do this right? First, stay focused. Only test that one main goal. Then you got to try to break it on purpose. Use weird phrasing, typos, anything a real user might do. And this is crucial. Measure the success rate, not how long the conversation is. A great bot interaction is often a very, very short one. And finally, nothing, and I mean nothing, beats just watching a real user interact with it. Their confusion is your roadmap for what to fix next. Okay, so let's bring it all home. The journey we've just walked through, it's really about a fundamental shift in how we look at this technology. It's about moving away from building frustrating, complicated things to creating simple, functional tools that genuinely help people. This quote just perfectly nails the entire philosophy. The goal isn't to build a bot that's super clever or can chat about the weather or pass some complex test. The goal is to build a bot that is useful. A tool that does its one job perfectly every single time. It's utility over cleverness. And that leaves us with one last big idea to chew on. Today, we focused on building just one of these perfect single-job bots. But just for a second, imagine scaling this idea up. What does a future look like that's filled with millions of these tiny, specialized, hyper-efficient bots, where each one is perfectly designed to do just one thing? That's something to think about.